Hey guys, welcome back to YKB, Why Keep the Box Collecting, where I immediately show the value of my figures by freeing them from their plastic and cardboard prisons. And I know what some of y'all gonna say in the comments. It's not from Ross. I know. I broke. I couldn't wait. It is Storm from the Blackheart Wave. Let's take it to the table. All right, so we have the Storm, Bloodstorm box over here. And for the most part, if you've been picking up this Blackheart Wave from Ross like I have, it's the standard Marvel Legends box, the new one, which is much better than the plastic free ones and better than the other round dome ones. I like it being a square. I say this over and over again, but I like the square because you can stick it on a bookshelf or something. It just looks better than those round dome ones because those are hard to store. You have to do some weird shuffle angle, one upside down with the other one. It's just weird. But let's get back to the box. It has a nice picture of Storm shooting off her lightning, showing off how she's a vampire, and it has her amazing mohawk hair. So what else can we say about this? Other than this is the YKB, I don't care about boxes. So let's free Storm from her cardboard and plastic coffin. Here's Storm in her plastic. There is Storm. Let's get her up close. And for the most part, I thought this figure was going to be all Callisto, or at least Callisto Storm. And it looks like they went a little bit different. They did change up some stuff, but for the most part, almost all this body looks like reuse with a couple exceptions. But, you know, if it's good reuse, it works. But it still kind of feels a little bit lazy. Let's go and look at her accessories. Alright, let's look at the accessories real fast. Here's Blackheart's chest. Got that so I can put the body on. Here's Bloodstorm's head. Get that better in frame. Looks pretty good, but if you have a vampire, I definitely want their mouth open to show their fangs. Here's Magic Hands. This is Magic Hands, which is a little bit different because it has the longer fingernails. But they're like semi-claws, so I feel like, it's hard to see. So I feel like this is new. It might not be, but it feels new. And then this hand, this is the first time I've seen this. So, I don't know. I feel like these are new hands that very much, like this one, it's like, we're just going to give you the same hand plus a little bit nail claws. If I can get that in frame. You can even see that. It's hard to see. But, you know, this looks brand new. I haven't seen this before. Peace. But let's bring Storm back. Now I got Storm over here. And just want to look at the details real fast. For the most part, a lot of this is just reuse. Like, I think this jacket is Jessica Jones. I'm not positive, but I'll have that up. This belt is, I don't know, it looks new. These pants are definitely reused from the first figure. And why not just, I'm doing all this, why not just bring it up? Because this figure is definitely not as much reused as I thought. The arms, clearly reuse. The chest, you know, even the chest is different. So this figure might not be as much reuse as I thought. Just looking at it, like, this might be almost an entirely new sculpt. Almost. Like, these legs, the same. But this torso piece, different. I've never seen this top before. Maybe the Black Knight one had this top. Maybe. With his jacket. Maybe. But it's a lot of new here. Obviously the head, so this is not, I thought this was going to be a carbon copy of this, but it seems like the only thing that is the same is the legs. Even the bottoms are different. The core is different. Like, I'm going to say most of this figure is brand new. So it is what it is. It's really shocked. I thought this was going to be a carbon copy of this. But now looking at it, if I can find one of my storms to match this skin tone, because you know Hasbro likes to do that, where they make figures a little bit darker, a little bit lighter than the other ones, so you can't just swap without painting. And I'm not the best on painting skin tones. You know, why not? I have these two figures here. Why not bring out the storms? See if I can't do that head sculpt real fast. And before I get ahead of myself, because I already did, I'm supposed to be checking out her accessories on her. So there's the hands, magic claw hand, the cool peace sign hand with the nail claws, and the closed face that does not look nearly as good as this. Vampires should always be screaming at people showing their claws. I might keep the peace one up just because it looks cooler. Maybe she can take a selfie. But there you go. That's that. Now let's get to the part I want to see. How she compares to the other storms. Now, try to work with me here. Because it is Storm, that means it is a lot of flimsy women legs. Hasbro hasn't, until recently, worked on their female figures. So, a lot of these figures warp. Obviously, we got Callisto Storm over here. That's basically just, you know, completely different. I thought it was going to be a carbon copy, but it's not. But, you know, is what it is. We have the best Storm, my holy grail in my entire collection. We have the Toys R Us Storm, if I can even get her to stand. Because these definitely have the women flimsy legs. But that's why we have stands, peg stands. Man, these women can't stand up for nothing. The wind blows and she goes with it. Even though she's the goddess of the weather, these figures just fall like nothing. Here is the, what is it, 97 X-Men one? And I cannot get this one to stand up for my attempt, but there you go. That is, was that the Juggernaut Wave one? No, I can't remember. She's an older one. She's one of the older ones in my collection. And right here is the 2-pack. Her and, what's his name? Thunderbird? Warpath? I can't remember. One of those two. So, for the most part, she looks pretty good with them. She definitely stands out to be like a completely different character. Because it looks like they used lighter paint on her. All these other storms are much darker. Yeah, I think the only one that's semi-close to it is this one, and that's not going to be easy head swapped because of her crown. So, it looks like I'm not going to have a cool-looking storm. Semi-disappointing. I was hoping I was going to be able to head swap these figures to get a street storm, but I'm not going to. A little bit sad. Alright, and talking about collection, I might as well bring her wave mates in. There is Damien Hellstrom, Lilith, Brother Voodoo, and Dracula himself. The king of knocking figures over. This wave has a lot of hit and misses. Just looking at the storm in hand now, I've realized it's much more of a hit than it is a miss. I thought initially that she was one of those carbon copies, but just holding the hand and looking at the Callisto version Storm, she looks much better than I was anticipating. So this wave, for the most part, even though it kind of got what do you call it, maligned as the you can skip this wave. I'm really, almost all these figures feel pretty good. The only one I'm like on is Lilith, because I don't care too much about the character. I just learned recently by one of you guys that she is a Ghost Rider villain. So, you know, and she's not the daughter of Dracula. Thank you, Mr. Falcone. I appreciated that. But the wave is pretty good. It's much better than I gave it credit for, and most of the people who passed on it did. So, alright, so I got Storm over here, and let's do some articulation. She goes over a T-pose. Goes all the way around. No bicep swivel. It's less than 90. But this can swivel. What if I turn this? Can that do more than 90? No, it can't. Wrist moves standardly. Nothing special. Ball at the top. Neck's a ball too. Neck's a lollipop. Waist twist, which I'm so happy that they're bringing back. I know it makes some figures look quote-unquote ugly, but I'd rather have the mobility. Cannot do a split. Eye swivel. Can she kick her butt? Nope. Because she got these boots on. No boot swivel. So these boots were not made for walking. Standard ankle rocker. But these boots, definitely, she can stand in these boots. You know, I wish they improved on these legs. Because these legs are the much older ones that have warped a little bit over time. And just feeling it, these will warp over time. But, you know, that's what happens when you buy plastic things. But her articulation's pretty standard. It works. I like the X-Men, though. And her brawl armored thing. I wish they painted it, though. Alright, now that we got her standing up here, let's see how tall she is. She is about 6.5 inches. From side to side, she's about 1.5 inches. So, you know, standard woman figure. Nothing special, nothing new. But let's go and see how she compares to other figures from other lines. There's G.I. Joe Classified Series. There is SH Figure Arts Naruto. There's Loyal Subjects Aang. There is NECA Turtle. Let's get a little bit closer. Rephrase that aiming. Looks good. There's McFarlane Spawn. There's Marvel Legends Iron Man. Last and definitely least, there's Star Wars Black Series Darth Maul. Not Black Series itself, that's least. Just this Maul is absolutely terrible. For the most part, this Storm scales pretty fine with every other character. Ain't nothing to complain about. It looks good. Definitely can see why Dracula bit her. Storm's charm is absolutely global. Good looking figure. And surprisingly, not as much reuse as I thought. So what else can I say about this Storm? I just said it was not as much reuse as I thought. But if it is reuse, it's very good reuse. This figure looks magnificent. Storm looks amazing. Did I do this? She could look up that much. She could look down that much. Breaks her neck. I think the Storm's pretty good. And I'm still doing the Ross bingo to see if Ross gives us all of the figures. I just your boy faltered, so I bought her so I can get this piece. I also bought the Moon Knight too. I have it coming in the mail. Was a Big Bag Toy Store still has it for retail price, so you'll be able to find that there and be able to build Blackheart. I only faltered a little bit because she was still retail price on everywhere I looked, and Moon Knight was overpriced just about everywhere except for Big Bad Toy Store. So, you know, I doubt we're gonna get Moon Knight on the bingo card, but I'm still looking for it because, you know, a Moon Knight body would be pretty good to customize. And now I'm rambling about other things that aren't important. So, for more reviews like this, come to the YKB, like, share, subscribe, and I'm out. This is a pretty good storm. I'm hoping she pops up at Ross.